All right, we're back again. This is Clayton Squires from Santa Lucia's High School. I'm a U.S. history teacher, and today I'm just going to be kind of talking about some of these benchmarks here. The benchmark that we're going to be talking about today is this SS 912A 3.3, compare the first and second industrial revolutions in the United States. This question confuses a lot of people because there is some overlap with some of the inventions, and people oftentimes get really confused. So let's just head into it and check it out. First versus second. Okay, here we go. So let's compare and contrast the two. I'm just going to pick a tool so that I can hover over it, maybe underline it. Let's get this tool here. So the first industrial revolution, one thing that makes it very important is the steam engine. The second thing that really makes it important is the cotton gin. This is where clothing became, very easy to manufacture, or I should say easier. Iron comes out of this. So now you can build the railways for the steam engines. Printing press came out at this time, the telegraph. And if you guys remember, a telegraph is that little invention that goes beep, 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 beep. And then they have to read Morse code. That's a telegraph. It's essentially like one of the first telecommunication devices so that people could communicate over long distances. So this is the first one. Now the second one, on the other hand, this really pushes us forward. So oil is a big one. We start to see oil pop up as being maybe one of the greatest businesses in American history. Pennsylvania, the oil starts off in Pennsylvania. Electricity comes on tap. We start to get the telephone, where people can actually hear voice come through a earpiece and they can speak back. Then you have the light bulb, which goes hand in hand with the electricity, right? Then you have dynamite, machine gun, and airplane. All this came in the second. But what we can't get confused is if we see somebody who has a train or a steam engine, we have to understand that this is the first. Or if we see something made out of iron, that could be a railroad track, that could be a lot of different things. We got to understand this is the first. Telegraph also. Don't get confused with the telephone and the telegraph. They're two vastly different things. All right, and the first industrial revolution, it was kind of high-skilled work. You needed to kind of know what you were doing to operate some of these things. There was a high priority on transportation due to the steam engine. And in the second industrial revolution, it was a little bit different. A lot of things were produced in a factory with an assembly line. And they didn't need high-skilled workers anymore. Low-skilled workers could do this work because it was delegated to individual people to do basic, simple jobs, like, let's say, put a wheel onto a car, and that's all they did all day. All right, so let's go to picture examples. All right, so here's some pictures, and if you can pretty much pause at any time. What do these pictures tell you? So if we were to guess which industrial revolution is which, what would we kind of say here? So for the locomotive, you can pause it at any time, but what would you say? The answer is it's the first. And then for this, which is a telephone, you can't tell, it's a pretty old school telephone, this would be the second. Here we go, the oil. The oil would be second. Machine gun, this changed the way wars were fought. Second. Here we go, we have two competing trains. First, this is the beep, 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 beep telegraph. What is this? Which industrial revolution does this fall under? That'd be the first. We have the light bulb. This would fall under second. And then we have a bridge that's made out of metal. We can assume the bridge is old, and it would likely be which type of metal? Iron. So we're going to go with first. There you have it. Study this. Make sure you know the difference between the first and second industrial revolutions, and you'll be good to go. All right, I'll see you next video.